Welcome. This is a men's channel with men's content. I am your host, Jeremy Hill, the Gentleman Rogue. If you are easily triggered, leave now. Now let's go ahead and get into the subject matter, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. Modern women, black women in particular, in my most humble opinion, I believe that black beauticians' legs stay open. You will never meet a woman quite like the black modern day woman beautician. These women are some of the most whorish independent contractors that you will ever come across in business. The majority of black beauticians, the women, have more than one baby daddy, and they also are known for being whorish. They got their skill set not just from working on their sisters in the kitchen or from other whorish girls or friends who used to come over and pay her for her services when she was doing their hair without a license. She got most of her education, the black woman, the black beautician, got most of her education and experience from working on dope boy heads, drug dealer heads, the men that she was sleeping with, or her baby daddy, or other men that she used to go down on and have a good old freaky time. When they wake up, or he'll just call and say, can you throw a few cornrows in my head? Can you put a fishbone in my head? This is where most of the majority of black beauticians get their experience, from doing the drug dealer's hair, if he has long hair. Majority of black women who are black beauticians tend to think that their crap don't stink. They are arrogant, they are self-centered, and they believe that everything is about them. If you have ever met a modern day black woman whose profession is that of a cosmetologist, aka a black beautician, you will find that because that industry makes a lot of money, these women can make a lot of money, but you will find that because of this, they believe that they deserve a man who makes six figures or more. No, you do not. Just because you are in a job that pays well does not mean that you have a good character, does not mean that you are feminine, does not mean that you are easy to get along with. The majority of black beauticians, black women in the field of cosmetology, they are going to be alone for a long period of time, meaning they will not get married. Because no man wants to deal with an arrogant, self-centered, quote unquote, independent, whorish thought. Now, a lot of these so-called cosmetologists have tattoos running across their face, their fingers, their necks, smell like marijuana when they talk or when they come into the room. And they have such vulgar language. They are always talking amongst themselves about men, about their six packs or their pipes. They will talk about the shape of a man's pipe, how it's curved, or if it's straight, or if it has that one vein on the side. This is how immoral a lot of black beauticians are. They have no chastity, they have no self-respect, but they want you to respect them. Now, what you'll find out is this right here. A lot of women who went to cosmetology school did not finish. They stayed long enough to get caught up in debt with financial aid with the United States government, and they stayed long enough to receive grants, because when you go to a cosmetology school, like if you go to a barber school, they will give you anywhere from $2,000 to $3,000 in the state of Texas, which is grants, money which you do not have to pay back. So the cosmetologist would take that and go buy a whole lot of ghetto things, get long eyelashes and everything like that, and then she'll stop going. Some of these women only want to say that they can do hair, but don't want to put in the work to go finish school, the 1,500 hours that is required in school to get that license, with the written exam and the other exam. So now they quit, but now they owe money to the government. You'll find that with so-called black women, modern day black women, who are trying to be beauticians. Now, a lot of the reason why a lot of modern day black women want to be a cosmetologist is because they are difficult to get along with. They are disagreeable. You can't tell them nothing. This is why they don't function well when they have a job where there is higher management that have to stay on them about doing their job. They'll say that management is micromanaging them, when in all actuality, they have to follow up behind them because they are lazy. So it is a good thing for a black woman to get into that field. I'm not saying that it isn't, but I want you to know, just because women walk around with their cosmetology license, it doesn't mean anything. Because you see a lot of beauticians in the club acting like thoughts, shaking, bending over, dressed half naked, in over revealing clothes, sexually suggestive clothes, talking about, "Hey, demon time," or "Hey, slave." Just because you have a cosmetologist license doesn't mean anything. There are women, and I can tell you this for a fact, there are women who are working in other people's shops and they have management that are men. Let's say a man have his own barbershop, and also on one side of that barbershop is just for the women, the cosmetologists. These women will sleep with the owner of the shop, or they will sleep with the barber's clientele, or they will sleep with the barbers that work with them in the shop easily. Because black women, black beautician legs stay open. Think about it. Black women who tend to go for these type of professions are always, majority of the time, uncouth. They are unreasonable. They are insulting, because that license and the money that they begin to make leads them to believe that they are better than men, and they ask questions like, why do I need a man? I can do bad all by myself. But yet they start looking for men after they made these statements. What they really mean is, why do I need a man who is a real man with steel in his spine that's going to stand up to me and not take my mess and lead me to where I need to be, when I can do that myself? That's what that means. A lot of these type of women that are independent contractors with their beautician license are rebellious women. You can't tell them nothing. They'll look at you as if you're nothing, especially if they begin to make a lot of money, because a lot of these women, let's say they get their own shop, or not, but a lot of these women who get these beautician licenses never had money. And when money started coming in from doing that, they forget who they are. They get besides themselves and believe that they don't need no one else. I met plenty of them, and these women will consistently, for the rest of eternity, remain single. And like I say, majority of the time they have 2 or 3 kids, 2 or 3 baby daddies, because these women used to be neighborhood whores. Majority of them, in my most humble opinion, a lot of them was neighborhood whores that people used to hit and stick. They used to do the drug dealer's hair. They used to lock them up, meaning the dreadlocks, or they used to do the braids. I'm telling you what I know and what many of you can testify to. So I just thought I'd make a quick video about this, because I thought that was very interesting, because there are so many of these so-called women who go to these schools, get a license, go put up on the wall, and have their ghetto friends come into their shops, and they think they are all that. No, ma'am, you're not. What you have to do, the solution to this, is to become humble. A lot of you are not humble. Anyway, if you like what I said or think there's some validity to what I've said, do me a favor, comment for me, hit the like button, subscribe, share. I'll see you next time.